You've probably heard your whole life that a scorpion lying still, motionless, legs half curled under the hot sun is a dying or already dead scorpion. You've probably seen one just like that in your backyard, your garage, propped against a rock, and thought, great, the heat already took care of it for me. Maybe you even poked it with a broom, or worse, stepped on it without a second thought, because an animal lying still in the sun is a weak animal, a helpless one, practically finished. But what you're about to discover is going to change the way you look at that scene, because that frozen scorpion isn't dying, it isn't weak, and the touch you imagine is safe, almost an act of mercy before the end, might be the most dangerous miscalculation you make in your own backyard. The science behind this behavior is far stranger and far smarter than anyone realizes. Here's the first shock. Scorpions don't have an efficient cooling system like ours. They don't sweat. They can't dissipate heat through their skin. That means in extreme temperatures, a scorpion's body can enter a state researchers call acute heat stress. And that's exactly where the scene you know happens. The animal drastically reduces its movement, almost like shutting down its own engine in a desperate attempt to save every last drop of water and every unit of energy it has left. But that stillness is selective. And this is where the myth falls apart. Studies on different species of desert scorpions show that even in a state of near thermal paralysis, the defensive reflex stays active. The nervous system responsible for moving the stinger is one of the last things to shut down because, from an evolutionary standpoint, a defenseless scorpion is a dead scorpion in a different way, eaten by a predator. So nature made a brutal choice: sacrifice leg movement before sacrificing the weapon. In practice, that means a scorpion that looks like it's fainted can still react to a direct stimulus, like the heat of your hand or the pressure of a finger, with a fast strike of the stinger, often faster than the body could react under normal conditions, because it's a reflex, not a decision. It's not weakness. It's survival mode with one last line of defense fully armored. To understand why that defense matters so much, you need to understand what this animal really is within the ecosystem it lives in. A silent security system operating almost unnoticed every single night while you sleep. Picture the scene. The sun goes down, the temperature drops, and the same animal that hours earlier looked half dead under a rock wakes up with surgical precision. Its senses kick into gear through one of the most sophisticated sensory systems in the animal kingdom. Tiny sensitive hairs spread across its legs called trichobothria, capable of detecting vibrations in the air and on the ground caused by a cockroach walking several centimeters away. It's like having a built-in motion radar. It moves in absolute silence toward its prey. And here's another detail few people know. Many scorpion species are capable of hunting and taking down prey significantly larger than themselves, including sturdy crickets, large cockroaches, and even other arachnids, using a combination of pincer strength and precise venom delivery, dosed according to the size and resistance of the target. Smaller prey get quick, direct strikes. Larger, more dangerous prey get more concentrated doses, because the scorpion instinctively calculates the risk before acting. This behavior isn't accidental. It's the result of millions of years of evolutionary refinement that turned this animal into something like a specialized nighttime cleanup crew, springing into action whenever a population of unwanted insects starts growing near homes, barns, gardens, and storage areas. While you sleep, it's out there patrolling the perimeter, silently deciding how many cockroaches, crickets, and larvae will survive until morning. And there's another layer to this story that's rarely told. The scorpion itself is constant prey for nocturnal birds, larger rodents, and even other scorpions. That means every move it makes, including that supposed freezing in the heat, is part of an ongoing calculation between spending energy to hunt and saving energy to avoid dying of heat or becoming something else's meal. It's not a mindless killing machine. It's a compact strategist, adapted to live on the edge between survival and thermal extinction every single day. Now imagine what happens when that security system disappears from your backyard. Without the scorpion patrolling the perimeter at night, the first thing that changes is the population of cockroaches and crickets, which, without that natural predator keeping numbers in check, starts growing unchecked. Cockroaches reproduce quickly, and each female can produce dozens of eggs per cycle. Without a nocturnal predator continuously thinning that number, what used to be a minor issue can turn into a real infestation within just a few months. And that's not all. Many scorpion species also feed on larvae and other invertebrates that damage crops, home gardens, and yards. Removing them from the local ecosystem, whether by killing the individuals you come across or destroying the natural shelters where they hide during the day, creates an ecological vacuum. And nature never leaves a vacuum empty for long. Another species, often less beneficial and harder to control, ends up filling that space. In arid and semi-arid regions, researchers studying the role of scorpions in biological control have shown that these arachnids help maintain the balance between different insect populations, functioning as a key, almost invisible piece of the machinery that keeps the environment around human homes relatively balanced. When that piece is removed, the effect doesn't show up the next day. It shows up weeks later when you realize you're dealing with a much bigger pest problem than that lone animal you killed out of fear. So, let's recap the truth behind all of this. The scorpion you found looking frozen in the heat wasn't dying helplessly. It was in an extreme state of energy conservation, with its last line of defense, the stinger, still fully operational and ready to react to any contact. And the same animal you may have once feared or killed without thinking is, in fact, a specialized predator, a silent regulator of the pest populations living far closer to you than the scorpion itself. It didn't choose to live on the edge between extreme heat and starvation. Evolution chose that for it, and the result is one of the most underestimated and misunderstood creatures in the animal world, a true invisible architect of the balance that exists right beneath the rocks in your garden. Next time you find a scorpion lying still, quiet, looking weak under the sun, maybe your first reaction shouldn't be fear or the courage to touch it. Maybe it should be respect for a creature that, without you ever knowing it, has been helping keep your home more balanced than you imagine. If this story changed the way you see this animal, hit like so more people can discover this truth before making the same mistake. And subscribe to the channel because the next biological mystery we uncover might be exactly where you least expect it, right in your own backyard.